Well, welcome back to the Charlie and Friends show. I hope you all had a good vacation time off since the last show we had. Hope you all had a good vacation. I finally got me a good vacation, semi. I went to Yuma, Arizona to have a good time with my mom, which I did. They don't any bad thing about it. Yuma's known for hot weather, and this time I wasn't quite prepared. When I left here, I took my short pants, T-shirts, everything like that, and got there, and it was colder there than it was here. And I had to end up going downtown buying $150 worth of pants and shirts for I could stay there a week and a half. So it didn't turn out like I wanted to on my vacation. It was the first one I had in 2 years. But at least I got to have one. Now we're back here today, and today I got a couple of guests we'll be seeing. We got Jeff's going to be with me for a while, and we got Sean. I know it's coming up. So if we can get started here in a little bit, I'll call Jeff in right now. Jeff, could you come on in?
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for having me on your show, sir.
Great. Hey, I wanted to tell you something.
Okay.
When I was driving up here today, I had a thought enter my mind as I was passing Selma. Because Selma used to where I lived at for most of my growing up life. And so when I went by Selma, it just brought memories back to my childhood days of me and my brothers when we was on the ranch and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I got thinking about the things that we did then, and I kind of wondered, I don't want what these kids now do out there when it wasn't like us. Because when we were growing up, we grew up like on 40 acres of grapes, and we had little alfalfa there. We had cows, and we had our horses, and we had our about 100 some odd chickens that we had to pick up eggs on every day. Then we had the big old hog that we had to feed all the time, which we hated, and we'd go out there with BB guns and take the pellets, put them in our BB guns, sit there and shoot flies off of them.
Shooting the flies
Yeah,
off of them? You got to have some good aim, even with a BB gun.
We came pretty good shots. We'd sit back there and pump the things in there, man. My two brothers, we just pow, 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 pow. The old pig didn't seem to mind. He'd just shake a little bit, but we killed a lot of flies that way. I mean, pigs bring around flies.
That gives me a good idea as to when if I'm ever not out on a weekend, if I get myself a case of natural light or some cheap beer like that and have a BB gun, I'll start shooting, bumping off flies with my daddy's shotgun or pellet gun.
You think about being hillbilly.
Shotgun might take down a few too many at once, and then that loses the fun.
That happened to me a couple of times at my mom's house. I can tell you later on about.
So what do the kids do now, huh?
Well,
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm slightly past the age of the average kid, but I will say when I was younger, my friends in Selma and Fowler and all these other places, usually those fields became nice places to drink alcohol. And it's going to be straightforward. It was an easy place to have a keg party, and the coppers usually couldn't hear our music way out in the fields there, and the figs and all that.
My days, we couldn't get away with that. So everybody knew everybody.
Right.
Yeah, we only had, like in Selma, I think maybe one liquor store. And if we got somebody to go in and buy it for us, our parents knew it before we got it in the car. I mean, we were told on. In trouble.
Well, yeah, this is true. And you know what? That's probably because of the change of the demographics of the ownership of the average liquor store.
Yeah.
The average liquor store back in the day was owned by probably one of your friends' parents.
Right.
Nowadays, you probably can't pronounce the dude's name who owns the liquor store. No offense, but it's true.
Yeah.
And they usually wouldn't rat us out. They'd be like, all right, well,
They just helped you along.
If you would like a cake, my friend, you get to have a cake, my friend. You have the money, you can have the money, and you take the cake, and take the cake at the back, and you just do what you want, just don't get arrested.
Right.
And, they, in all honesty, the stuff, some of the other things that I remember doing for fun out in the country when I would leave the city limits to go out there is we'd go hiking looking for a fishing hole, take our poles,
Yeah, done that.
cast out a line, and hope we caught something worth taking home.
I got a real good story to tell you on that.
Okay.
Hey, got a little bit older in life. I worked at a bartender for my dad for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Not long, but this guy came in named Smitty. We get talking.
Smitty?
Yeah, Smitty.
His name was Smitty?
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh, that's country as can be.
Yeah,
All right, go
and
ahead.
we'd ask him, hey, or he'd tell us, hey, why don't you guys have a fish fry? Bring all the fish you want. And I said, well, where you getting them at? He goes, Kings River. And I said, Kings River, there ain't nothing in Kings River. I fished that river for years. He goes, I can bring you in trophy fishes. And I said, no, bull crap. So next day, here he comes in. He brings in a bass about as long as this table. And I'm going, that's a trophy fish. Where'd you get it? Kings River. And I go,
Oh,
man.
that's
So,
a fish story waiting to happen. Go
well,
ahead.
yeah, but it is true. It did come out of Kings River. Finally, it took me a while to talk him in this, to take him to go take me out fishing with him.
Okay.
So he told me, he says, go down and get you a pair of goggles. Okay, what for? I'll show you when you get out there. So I go downtown, buy me some little goggles to put on and fish, We go out and get in this little flat bottom boat that floated in 2 inches of water. And Kings River would be almost dry. And they just have these big puddles over here, or a little stream going down here. And we get in that boat, and all of a sudden we come by a big old tree. Sitting there, and he goes, oh, stop right here. We stop there, throw a little anchor out. Next thing he pulls out this bear gun.
Whoa.
Yeah, I go,
Whoa.
oh, no. And he sticks his head down in the water and looks around. And I said, and he brings that thing in. And here's a big old fish. I go, man, Elijah, let me try it. So I tried it. And you stick your head in there, and you wouldn't believe the fish that congregate under these big stumps. They'd get underneath.
Oh, yeah.
They'd get
okay.
out there hibernating
Yeah.
before the winter because they knew, I guess, there's going to be water there all year.
Right.
So you sat there, you had got what you wanted.
So he was basically sticking the gun barrel into the water
yeah,
and
shit.
literally shooting fish out of a barrel, except it's a river.
Right. And at the end
More
of this,
power to him. I guess he
at
found
the
a
end of
better
this arrow
method.
he made, he had it where once it went in, it opened up like this. And so that's why the
The
arrow.
equivalent, like hollow point
Yeah.
arrows, huh?
So it'd go like that and just pull the fish right back without pulling the arrow back out of them.
Nice, yeah. Very inventive young guy there, Smitty was, huh?
God, think about it. We got caught. I only did it one time with him. Because I found out if we got caught, we might spend a few years in jail. Because it wasn't,
Yeah.
you can't fish down the river with a beer gun.
And back in those days,
No.
they actually did have room in our jails for people,
Yeah.
even for the small stuff.
But then back in the
Now,
days,
you know,
all we had was constables. We didn't have police.
constables. Oh, wow,
Constables.
that's an old school phrase.
Yeah, that's what we had was constable. And that really cracked me up us doing that when you're talking about the
The
fishing.
constable's
Yeah.
coming. What's the difference between, like, okay, the old school Wild West sheriff, the constable, versus today's cops, in terms of
Well,
the namings, the naming
back
part?
in the old days, like the constable, he was like the sheriff,
Okay,
like we got today.
all right.
But it was a small area. You'd have, a constable for Selma, a constable for, every town had one constable.
Okay,
Then he might have a couple of deputies if he was lucky.
sure.
But he went around, he knew everybody in that town. What you were like, what you did, if you was a troublemaker or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of kept it pretty quiet. And they'd give you breaks in those days. You'd get caught drunk or something like that. They'd pick you up, take you home to your mom and dad to give you a beating and throw you to bed,
That method worked a lot better than
Yeah.
probably today's,
And he'd jerk you up himself sometimes. And shake your false teeth out of your head.
You're getting arrested by the old school sheriff. The ride home probably was a real bumpy one.
Oh, yeah.
I
And it'd
would imagine.
if you got caught with beer on it, he'd make you dump it every bit of it out right in front of your eyes.
Okay.
Before you went
They
down the
would
road.
do that when I was a kid, too.
Yeah.
When I was like 19, 20 years old, if my friends and I were having a drink, there was once or twice, maybe, I'll say in theory, it might have happened. If the cops came up and saw us with a beer or two, they would they would take great pleasure in especially if we paid a lot of money
Yeah,
for
making
good
you
stuff
watch,
like
you know.
Heineken or Newcastle. Not to plug those two companies or anything, but those are the two I liked. They took great pleasure in opening up, especially if it was a fresh 12-pack or a case, opening up each bottle and just dumping it. And then you could just see the guys like, oh, money that I should have been
Oh, yeah.
spending on lunch all week at high
Yeah,
school
'cause you save your
is
lunch
down the
money.
drain.
We saved our
Literally.
lunch money for the weekend to go out. And for $5, we was able to go out and have a good time, buy a six-pack or two of beer.
Yeah.
Plus pay our way, I don't know if you remember the old mag, they used to call it here in Fresno, the old Rainbow Ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
They used to call that a mag.
Called it, it was the name, the mag?
Mag.
Okay.
Yeah, and every Saturday, they'd have bands there like, remember the Raiders,
Yes.
Paul Revere and the Raiders?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, people like that, whoever was on Dick Clark at that time would come up in there and play.
Wow, that's some pretty cool stuff.
It
'Cause
was.
if you're on Dick Clark back in
Yeah.
the day, that was a big show to be on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if Fresno was getting talent like that,
Well, they were, and go in there, it cost you 50 cents to get in. It didn't cost you much. But that place was big, and it had a huge crowd in there.
and people in today's world say, "Oh, there's nothing to do in Fresno." Well, what happened to the days where real bands from Hollywood
Yeah.
or wherever, Dick Clark show or Ed Sullivan, I guess is one of the other, where they would come here to Fresno? Why'd they stop coming?
I don't know. I mean, so I thought they did good at it, but all of a sudden, it closed down. And there went our,
But yeah, what is
there
it
went our
though?
place where we hung out to find girls.
What is it though about Fresno where people like just decided one day this place isn't cool enough to come to?
I got me, because that's the only time I really was coming to Fresno when I was growing up.
So even you had your day where Fresno became not such a cool place to drive from Selma.
Yeah.
to.
Well, you know when it changed? When we used to drag Fulton Mall.
Oh wow, that is old school.
We used to drag that, and
so
when
you-
they changed that,
to a pedestrian mall.
right, they changed, put a regular mall in there, and that cut that out, and they put the drag, I think on Belmont. They changed it to
Oh
Belmont.
yeah, what a way to ruin a
Yeah,
great place
it,
like
it,
that.
it just screwed it up, and we just, it wasn't the same.
So back in the day, you guys would hop in your cars. You guys would cruise
cruise
through cruise Fulton, looking for girls and
Right.
stuff. I would imagine, right?
Turn off your car and this, that.
Showing off your and I think what happened is all that stuff just moved north
It did,
steadily.
yeah, it did, and when it did, everybody just quit coming.
Yeah,
wrapped it up.
and now they're wondering, well, how do we revitalize it
Right,
all?
should have left it alone in the first place.
Yeah, there you go.
What they should have done.
Well, the easiest way to avoid a problem is not to create it.
Right. And another thing, I've been thinking about this ever since I came up. Do you have brothers and sisters? Brothers?
No, I was the brother of the family.
Because when I grew up, I had two brothers.
Okay.
They're gone. Both of them are gone now. I'm the only one left.
Mm-hmm.
But us three used to get more trouble on that farm that we had than anybody around. And we did work constantly. We had to work.
Mm-hmm.
But we'd find a little times to go do something like shooting that pig. But one of our deals one time, we wanted a clubhouse where we could hide out. Is it getting pretty close to,
If you'd like to take a break, Mr. White.
You want to tell the story
yeah,
after the break?
I think I bet, this is
Okay.
going to go a little bit. I'm going to tell it after break.
All right,
So
that
we'll
sounds
pick
like
this
a
up
long
after
story.
break. Don't let me forget.
All right.
Well, welcome back to our show, Charlie and Friends. I got two guests going to be sitting new here with me. We got Jeff, the guy sitting here, and then we got Sean, brand new. And I promised you I'd get back to that story, and then we're going to go back to Sean here in a little bit. I left off. Where did I leave off on that story at? You remember?
You were shooting.
We're back on the ranch,
all the
back on the
trouble on the
farm.
ranch,
Yeah.
yeah.
More trouble than
Yeah,
anything.
Meanwhile,
more than
back at the
anybody.
ranch.
Yeah, back at the ranch on this 40 acres my dad had. On this 40 acres, we had a big old barn. You see them like the old days. It looked like a 3-story building. We had one of those built on there. And down below that, the farmer next door had a big field that he plowed all the time. I don't know what he mainly did with it. But anyway, one day we decided we needed a clubhouse for ourselves to get away and hide. So
Every boy needs a clubhouse.
yeah,
That's
so
right.
what we did, we went out there with our
Agreed.
little shovels. It was irrigating at the time, so we all had shovels.
Yep.
So there were three of us. We went out there and we dug this big hole on the neighbor's side of the property.
Oh.
And we didn't know what fence line property or not meant to us at that time. We were just kids. Anyway, we dug this hole probably about 6 feet deep and pretty good size. Then we snuck down to the barn and got us some plywood that my dad had, and we put over it, and we sprayed a little dirt over that, and had a little interest for us to go in and
I
out.
was to say a huge booby trap, but okay.
Yeah, a huge booby trap. So one day, this farmer, I seen him out there. We did much of time driving up and down with his tractor, but he never came to our clubhouse. And we go, man, we don't have to worry about our clubhouse. This guy's, he's way out of the way, but it didn't last long. One day we were sitting in the house, and here comes my dad. Hey, boys, what? Come follow me. Took us out there, past the barn, and here's this neighbor had a whole front of his tractor down in the ground like that. He was still sitting on the tractor yelling. I mean, this guy was Portuguese, and he was in his language. I didn't know what he was saying. I just knew he wasn't happy at all. So our dad said, see what you guys did. You guys going to fix this now and pay this farmer back. Okay. So he got him out. My dad got his tractor, pulled him out. This boy, we had to fill up the hole. Yeah, we got the hole filled up. He's okay, boys, back to the house. So we go back to the house, and he looked at us and said, see that tree over there? Yeah. Go over there and pick a switch for each one of you boys.
Oh.
And my brother, they picked theirs. I thought I'd be the smart one. I got a big fat one. The old herb sting is bad.
There you go.
We've had these before, So I'll get him this time. I come back to my fat one. He goes, no, this ain't going to work. You go back and get a thinner one. Well, then we got all our fatties whooped on that one. So we quit building clubhouses. Good right there.
That's old school on two levels. Besides building the clubhouse,
Yeah.
although that happens.
Yeah.
The real old school thing is the person punishing you, making you go out and pick the weapon that's going to be
gonna
used
get you.
against your hiney.
We look back on it, and I think, oh God, how funny that was. And really, it wasn't funny to us when we were back then. We was getting that switch.
Well,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
teaches kids lessons.
Oh.
I mean, not only are you getting whipped with a switch, but you have to go pick out
The one you're gonna
pick out
get.
the one that it's going to be used to whip your
Yeah,
butt.
if you ever got hit with a switch, I mean, you'll sit there and jump up and down when you're getting it. And your dad's trying to stay still and shut up. I can't stand still. Whoa. It got you good.
I think the worst we ever had it was my parents always used the wooden spoon, so it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go find the best wooden spoon. And my uncle actually he gave someone the bright idea. He actually drilled holes inside of a long stick just
Oh,
so there
my
was
teacher
less
had one
air
of those.
resistance.
Yeah.
But
My third grade teacher had one of those. They called her Ping Pong Paddle Wilson. And she had a big, like a tennis paddle with holes all in it.
yeah,
And we do something wrong. I don't remember what we do wrong,
Hey,
but we always did something.
Good aerodynamics.
Yeah,
with
and they
that
tell you,
swing.
touch your toes. And you touch your toes.
Oh, yeah, bend down
wham.
and touch them up.
Yeah, and whap. I got them all. I even got the rulers on the knuckles. Got into the principal's office one day, and he got with a big paddle with holes in it.
My dad used to do this one. He would take the belt, and then he would do the
Snapping.
snap thing
Oh,
a few times
just to show
beforehand.
you.
And that actually hurt more than actual spanking, because I'd hear the snap, and then
Your mind's
in my
psychologically,
mind,
oh,
like, oh gosh,
this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, my mother used to
Yeah.
play with our minds that way. If we do something wrong, wait till your dad gets home.
oh, that's the
Yeah.
that is.
Mom, can't you just punish it down? No, wait till your dad gets home.
No,
I'll let you-
everything's
I'll let you-
fine.
Yeah, and he'll show
Marinate
up.
with
Till
that.
he gets
Yeah.
home.
And he
That-
would show up and wouldn't say a word. You go through the day, finish your work, and just wait for him to say something, and not say nothing. You eat your dinner, and go,
He forgot.
I got that. As soon as dinner is over, boys,
Got to come
So-
come up here.
Yeah.
Let's go
Go
have
out.
a chat.
One of you at a time.
pick it up and get your switch.
Did he ever do one at a time? Come out here,
Oh, yeah. He's
and
done that
then
a
one
lot.
of you would have to pick. Okay, who's
Yeah, we picked the one for the next person.
Yeah. Who,
Yeah.
now in that now if there's three of you, say the three of us screwed up and say we had this great grandpa who was 100 and he wanted to spank all three of us, and he said one of you at a time. Who do you think is smart? Who thinks it's smart to go first? I do too.
Well, me and my brother was different. The oldest went first. Then me, then the younger.
Now
brother.
imagine,
That's how
but
he
imagine,
did it in
though,
order.
imagine the scenario, Chuck,
Oh,
where,
yeah.
where he says,
Which one?
One of you,
Pick it.
you guys get to pick the order it happens.
Yeah, I tell you.
I would volunteer for the first one because chances are he'll respect that a little bit more, and who knows, maybe I'll leave the woodshed with just one smack versus the other guys that chickened out are going to get it worse. On the other side, who knows if he's really angry, maybe the guy who goes
The
first
first gets it all.
gets it
Really?
worse.
Right.
I think my mindset was, as a kid was, "No, maybe they'll be too tired to get to me by the time.
Well, that's how it worked with us brothers. My younger brother
That
seemed like he
swinging
got
arm.
it always easier than we did. I mean, my older brother got it worse than I did, and it seemed like he just went. The time got down to my younger brother, it was like whap. That ain't fair,
Come on, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Box his ear or something, you know.
Hey, who cares? There's no
Hey,
statute of limitations, or there's no age limits on this. Just because I'm older, he's younger. He did it too.
Yeah.
Well, you influenced him.
Got one more story to say before we find out. I know you're in some heavy duty stuff, electronics or something. Well, I could talk about it right now. In fact, it's kind of over my head. I'm just an old dumb cowboy. You know, and these turn out to do good. That's why I drive a Mercedes.
Yeah, look at his car out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're maybe an old dumb cowboy, but I sure wouldn't mind riding the horse you got.
Yeah.
Got a one.
But, John, can you tell us actually what you do?
I can.
I hear it.
The technology that I work with is helping companies that take a credit card. We call it merchant services, but effectively what it is that the banks have issued out a bunch of credit cards now, and they all have a chip in it.
Yeah, I got a new one just came to me from the bank.
Right, from the bank. And but on the back end, a lot of businesses need to be able to have a machine that'll take that. And even the newest technology, I don't know what kind of cell phone you guys use, but
I got up to date.
got an up-to-date one. Well, if you have an up-to-date one, some stores you can go to, you can actually use what's called Apple Pay or Google Wallet, and you can just kind of wave your phone over the little
Right.
I'm
machine.
getting advertised all the time on my phone about that.
Right. So I work in an industry that's able to provide basically some of those machines for free, and then we back it up with great customer service and a better rate for the business owner. A lot of
So you give the person free goodies,
free goodies.
but now you got to make a living somehow.
Right.
So there's got to be some kind of money in it. And everything's not free. I know that.
Right.
So where does it come in? Where does money come in?
Well, I work for Digital World, and so we represent EPI, which is Electronic Payments Incorporated, North American Bank Card, which are some heavy-duty credit card processors. So what we do is we add probably about a nickel on for the processing. And so what I do is I sign someone up, and instead of making a commission on just the sale, where if I sell you the machine and I get a portion of that, what ends up happening is if I sign you up as a merchant, I can make a very, very small percentage, usually a couple pennies of sorts.
I can sign up
you know,
for like
for
a
each-
Target store.
Right. But you got businesses that do anything from $5,000 a month to $25,000 to 125,000 a month, even millions.
Millions, man.
Sure. Yeah, and obviously the
Think
millions.
big.
Right.
That's
But
right.
but there's a lot of, we talk about small business. Now, small business is probably bigger than most of us realize, but, if it's under a certain $1 million mark, it's still considered small business. But a lot of mom and pop stores around here, either in the Tower District or just around Fresno, Clovis, and the Central Valley, they still need the ability to take a credit card. Even your boutiques and
Yeah.
people who do hairdressers and those kinds of things. So we have options for all those people where we can have a mobile device that still takes the chip.
I've seen those advertised on
Yeah.
TV.
So we offer those, and we give those out for free, and then we charge a smaller fee than everybody else because we want to be able to provide a better product. A lot of these businesses get hit up regularly, like you say you do, but they're hit up by people that are genuinely just really pushy about it, and they're really
Oh, for
trying
sure.
to.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, and so I'm here trying to get the word out to say we've got it's about a 2-year-old business started by a couple gentlemen that have been in the business combined about 30 years, so a ton of experience, but they wanted to be able to provide a better product and a better service
The way to
for the
do it,
customers.
offer it free.
Yeah, so I'm here just trying to get the word out to say I'm wanting to offer a better product for anybody who's interested.
Now, is your machine's better than the next person's, or
Our machines. Sometimes we have tablet systems. We have like a Clover system or a Pay Anywhere system. So there might be a small tablet or a large tablet. Really depends on how much money you're doing. But we have the standard walk into any business desktop terminal, which is just the thing with the keypad
Yeah,
and the
those are the
swipe.
ones I've seen it.
Sure. And
I've
90%.
seen that one that sticks in the phone.
Right, and that's a mobile option.
Yeah,
so
I've
we
seen
have
those
those as
too.
well. Yeah, and we even do like the online stuff. So people who have recurring payments and they want to be able to take something online,
Yeah.
we have software you can just download and use that.
Oh, like, what is it, PayPal or something like that?
Yep, we take PayPal, Google Wallet, and Apple Pay. All those.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
A lot of headaches. And what about, is it better for theft or anything?
Is it better?
Yeah, like when you're slashing credit cards. I remember my wife yelled at me all the time, "Oh, don't use that card if you can, because they're going to take that number and they're going to wipe us out."
Well, the reason that everybody's transferring over to the chip that's in the card is because it's more secure. It means that the bank and the credit card company, whether it's Visa or MasterCard or American Express, Discover, they know that you are in the business making a purchase. If you're swiping something, oftentimes people have the ability to copy that number somewhere and just put
Yeah.
it on another magnetic strip. I had twice this year 2 different accounts of mine. Someone on the East Coast swiped my credit card, so they'd somehow gotten my credit card number, put it on another card on a strip, and just went to the dollar something, and bought something, or a gas station and bought some gas or something like that. And my bank immediately called me and said, "Are you on the East Coast?" And I said,
Yeah.
"I'd like to be, but no." It sounds like some great travel plans, but I'm not there currently and haven't been for a couple months. And they said, "Well, then we'll fix that." So,
Yeah,
but
that's happened to me.
sure.
And-
So,
but they really got me. They just cut one off.
yep, and that's what they did. And they sent me some new
I was
cards.
traveling my motorhome, and I went to fill up with gas. Hey, credit card's no good. What do you mean it ain't no good? I know I got a lot of money on there.
Yeah.
It says no good.
It says-
I had to call the bank and tell them, hey, I'm up here.
yeah.
Oh, Mr. White, you should have told us before you left. Well, now you tell me.
They like to know when you're traveling. Yeah.
I mean,
It's for a great reason, but obviously it can be a little bit of
yeah,
inconvenience.
it
But
was that time for me.
yeah, it's far less inconvenient than having your information stolen
Right.
or something like that. So I'd far rather make a phone call ahead of time and say, just so you know, I'm traveling out of the country.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
kind of thing.
I do that all the time now.
Yeah.
With my gas cards and
Yep.
everything. 'Cause
Yep.
if I go out a certain area that I'm not usually in,
Yep.
they'll shut me off quick. And you have to call them so they reopen it. Sounds very interesting what you're doing.
Well, there's a great opportunity, and I'm wanting to really help the small business owners. Obviously, we can do big business too. Anybody
Yeah.
who takes a credit card, but small businesses are the ones that need it the most. And a lot of businesses haven't transferred over to that new machine. Last October, a lot of businesses don't necessarily know this, but last October, they're required to be able to have a chip machine. If they don't have that, they're out of compliance. And if someone comes up, like my experience or your experience in the East Coast, where someone cheats them, now if a fraudulent charge happens, the business owner is responsible for it. The insurance company doesn't cover it anymore if you don't have a machine that takes a chip.
Ah, yes.
So
I'd say, I know there's one company, and I know they don't have that machine yet.
right.
This John Deere store I used to call all times. I was just there a couple of weeks ago, in fact. And they're telling me they got a call from a guy from Australia,
Okay.
had a credit card number, and wanted to buy, I don't know how many thousands of dollars of this filters for one tractor
Okay.
for John Deere.
Sure.
So what they do say, well, give us your credit card number. And he did. They'd write it all down, called it in even, saying, hey, is this credit card good? Oh, yeah, it's good.
Okay.
And off they went with it. They sent him the stuff. A month later, it came back and, hey, that card was stolen. I'm sorry.
It's fraudulent.
Yeah, you were putting this money, taking it out of your account for it. I go, holy moly.
That is a heck of a
It's
hit.
effectively.
Yeah.
So the gentleman got free equipment using
Right.
someone else's credit card
Somebody
number.
else's credit card that was no good.
Right. Now, the insurance companies, if you have the right insurance company, they'll cover a fraudulent charge if you use the chip. But that's why the
Yeah.
chip exists, is to
Right.
be able to prevent stuff like that. If you just swiped it or you do it online,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd highly recommend what you got. It's up to me. If I owned a store, I'd have it in tomorrow. But I don't own a store no more or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm retired.
Yeah. But friends that you do have, put me in touch with them, and
That I will.
let them know.
And
Yeah.
folks in the audience, there's some business owners out there, and you'd like to look into something new, something that would work good. And Sean here
He's
has
got
been
it.
a great friend of Central Valley Talk, and he has been on some of the other shows and has already showcased what I believe to be is by far the best product in the industry. We get these guys calling us all the time to come on the air. We don't let them all on the air because some of them
Pretty flaky.
just you can just tell that it's all it's all what's it called? It's all hat and no cattle.
There you go.
Is that a phrase from
Yeah, it's
from
good.
from there?
Good.
That'll fit into the show. But let's jump to our commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll have some more fun stories. Maybe Sean can stay on with us for
Yeah.
a few minutes. We'll hear some more stories about getting spanked as kids, and having our
that's
horse
what I
run
got
off,
coming up.
shooting flies off our
Yeah.
pigs with our with
And
our
I
BB
got
guns.
a really good one coming up.
All right,
Guarantee you.
right after this.
All right, you guys, we're back here telling stories, having fun. Me, Jeff, and Sean. And during break, we was telling a few good stories and came up about BB guns.
Of course, back to guns.
And I was going to tell them one about me when we were kids. We went out and bought these BB guns. In fact, we picked cotton and a bunch of other stuff. And Daisy came out with a one that was lever action that looked like an old Western gun.
Who is Daisy again?
That's the name of the company.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a chick, but go ahead.
not Daisy May. This is BB guns. They call them daisies. Yeah. Written, you had your Red Ryder.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I still got my Red Ryder when I was a kid. Still, my first gun, I still got it.
I still got my
Yeah.
original one too. My first
But now-
rifle at 5. Whenever I do the,
Yeah.
it still has that scary sound to it. I used to scare the other kids when I.
Pull that back, like, uh-oh. But
I just do it with bigger ones.
we had these guns look like a regular Winchester, like you see on these cowboy movies. And they were a little bit more powerful than your other ones. And what we'd do on the ranch, we'd call Saturdays, we didn't have Sundays. Sundays we didn't have to work. We'd call our little buddies over, and we'd get out there around the house and pick teams, and one team take off over there, one over here. All right, and we have a shootout. I mean, we would sit there and we'd just shoot each other, shoot. Ow, ow, ooh, ooh,
And no
ooh.
squirt guns on
Yeah,
that
no
one.
squirt
huh?
guns on that. And one day we were doing that. Here my dad pulls up. We're out there firing away. And he jumped up, and when we shoot him, jumped up, we went bang, bang, bang. He goes, kids ain't banging me. I know what you guys are doing. You're not playing. You guys are shooting. He came out there and took all of her guns, even the kids.
Oh, he pulled an ATF
yeah,
on
and
you
boom,
guys,
he
huh?
broke him in half. That's why I don't have that one this day. I got every gun I ever owned except that one
Oh,
gun.
man.
He broke it in half.
Confiscated and destroyed.
Yeah, and destroyed it. And plus, the other kids got sent home, so don't you ever come back here again. And us three boys, back to the barn we went. But then, at Christmas time, my wife always yelled at me for going out and dove hunting and stuff. So I went out one year, bought her a 20 gauge at Christmas time. And her birthday was on Christmas Day, too. I said, man, she'd like this gun. I got her that gun. The next day, after she got it, she didn't say a word. The next day, I walked in my dad's restaurant, and she just came unglued on me. Why would you think in the world I would want a shotgun for Christmas? I mean, can you do something better than that? I said, man, I thought you really wanted, you take that gun and shove it, this and that. But when it came September, I said, hey, it's dove season now. She said, I guess I'll go out with you one. So she took her old gun out there, and we was all lined up there, and here comes this dove, flying right down this big, long direction. And we all, bang, bang, we all missed it. Then, boom, she shot, I got it. And after that, loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And you was telling me a little story, a little similar, what you just done.
Yeah.
Tell us what it was.
I got in I don't know if I got in a little bit of trouble. We'll kind of see how it is with a family, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering what to do. I had a niece who's turning 1, and I wasn't sure what to get her for Christmas. So I'm walking into one of the local stores, sporting goods store, and I walked up and I'm walking around the store, and they had a little daisy, a bright pink one. Now she's 1, and I'm thinking that's perfect. So I spent the $30 or whatever it was, and I bought her a little pink daisy, and she kind of unwrapped it, and I got the stink eye from Dad, who's he's on the rifle team when he was in college, kind of thing, so he knows all about it, and he has a safe to keep it in and everything. But he looks at the box and he goes, Sean, did you read? He says, this says 10 and over, and I went, yeah, but I'm a Marine. I wanted to be the first one to get her her own little rifle. So, and I figured Dad could teach her later. It'll be a good father-daughter
5 or 6, she
bonding
might
moment.
be able to pick it up and
There
call
you
it
go.
maybe.
But
I didn't see the 0 on that 10 and up thing.
Yeah.
Now, me, if I'd done that, my wife would have took that gun and knocked it over my head.
yeah,
Oh,
I'll be seeing birds for days, I guarantee you.
The gals always do with those.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't think it's funny?
Well, I was just curious. I don't know if you ever ran into my mom, because she told me a story about almost identical to yours. My mom's an X-ray tech, and so she had a gentleman that walked in, and he told her a story about him and his brothers and how they all used to put on heavy clothing and walk around the property, and they'd all shoot each other with
Yeah.
BB guns.
Yeah.
And he goes, nothing ever came of it.
No, we did it for years till we got caught.
Right. Well, so she's doing a chest X-ray on him,
Yeah.
and so she comes back and she goes, "Well, you have a new story. He had a couple leftover BBs inside in his chest cavity somewhere.
Whoa,
He didn't
wow.
know about them, kind of thing, and they showed up on the X-ray, kind of thing.
Wow.
So she showed him the X-ray, and yeah, a couple in there. And,
I had one on my knee like that.
yeah.
Yeah. When I'm a robotic man, I think. I'm nothing but steel and iron all over. They replaced my right knee, and when they did, the doctor discovered a BB up above it.
Oh.
And want to know how in the world did you get that there? Oh, I don't know. I didn't feel it when it happened. I didn't want to tell them we
Maybe
shoot
I
at
need to
each
go
other
get
like a
some
bunch of
X-rays.
dummies.
It's been a few years. I used to do the Target shoot thing, and I'd drink my soda cans, and my dad would drink beer, and if I was running out of cans, because shot them all up, and
Right. Yeah.
all that,
The same.
Dad, go buy another 12-pack. I need some more targets.
need something to shoot.
No problem, son.
Yeah, go get it, huh?
Dad, you're not drinking quick enough. No problem, son. I'll speed it up.
My dad, he didn't drink much. When he did, it was Crown Royal.
He couldn't line them up very well after
No.
about 6 of them, but you know.
The tower was a little
Yeah.
wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to shoot bottles too. Well, glass
Get out
bottles.
the way. I'm about ready to shoot one of them.
There's, you're talking about shooting brothers and stuff. Me and my two goofy brothers. I wish they were still alive. Some of these stories, about them. But on that farm, like a lot of stuff happened on that ranch. And one day while I think we were pruning, season was up, we were pruning. So we decided to take a break, and I think me or my older brother came up with the ideal about us going to that top of that barn and jumping off into the field next door. Was all fluffed up. He goes, man, that'd be a kick.
Full of hay or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No hay, just dirt.
It was
but
soft dirt?
Yeah, soft dirt.
Okay,
freshly
sure.
plowed. I said, oh, that might be exciting. But I said, I threw another twist in there. I said, just get some sheets. Parachute, man, like the Army. So we
Tie it all
okay.
together and jump
Yeah.
off from each corner kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so we snuck in the house.
The old school way of being a jackass, right?
Yeah, took the sheets off. And we get up on top of that deal. My older brother went first, and he hit kind of hard, but didn't. He
didn't break anything.
He didn't break nothing. And then I went, and I didn't break nothing. I got skinned up when I hit my knees first.
Rolled out of it.
Yeah, I rolled out of it and got all banged up.
And your little brother.
Here comes my little brother. Yeehaw! He's a little guy, too. I mean, he comes out there, then a big old wind came up. Right when he jumped, got that parachute, or that sheet. And when it did, he's about halfway down. He pulled it out of his hands. and then he hit the ground, broke his leg. And we're sitting there, what do we now, Terry?
Don't tell Dad.
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, don't tell him we did this. Can we put it back or whatever? What can we do here?
Can we make a
Yeah.
fake crime scene of something else we were
We
doing?
probably kept him an hour there with his leg broken,
no.
trying to figure out ways to take care of this.
Oh,
Finally,
man.
we had to go
Gotta
get
go get
mom.
Dad, Mom.
Yeah, I had to go get old mom because Dad was at work. She came out there and called the ambulance, took him in, and that night, ooh boy, we got.
You and your brother both got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both got it. Grounded, 6 months.
Oh,
6 months.
Oh, my dad needed
Ooh,
years.
yeah. He didn't think about weeks or.
We had so much time built up
Time
on us.
out.
We
Time
couldn't.
out.
It'd be
3
high school
months.
before we go out.
Yeah.
Do anything.
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
You want to go on a date? You're still grounded.
I mean, we were crazy.
You got 1 month, 12 days, 36 hours, and
Wow.
45 minutes and 20 seconds left.
That was my dad. I
Or
mean,
you're taking Missy May out on a date.
but it got so bad, we couldn't leave the ranch or farm. It was a little bit of both. We joined the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. And so they had no den mother. So my mom became den mother. And those kids would come out there, and summertime we got to play with other kids.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this time we're grounded.
Right?
But
Well,
But it's an official event, so
Yeah.
that gets around. That's a
right? It's like
nice job.
your mom being like in the PTA and stuff.
Right.
But this was little Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. I can't remember which. I think it was Cub Scouts. Though, 'cause we was only about, I'd say
5,
10,
6, something.
12. Or that would be Boy Scouts.
That'd be Boy
Oh, yeah.
Scouts.
Okay,
Cubs
Boy
were
Scouts.
first.
Okay.
Good boy.
We was in the Boy Scouts then. We got all these kids out there. And first time we got in trouble just because of dirt. We'd go out there and get dirt clod fights, man. Throwing at each
Oh
other.
yeah, of course.
We did that till one of the
so there's a rock inside one.
yeah, and they get in the head,
No,
Big nut
yeah,
shows
sure.
up, and then we all got in trouble with that, but not too much trouble. Then everything went great for about 6 months. And then we got bored at our little Cub Scout, Boy Scout meeting. And we had a bow and arrow in there. So we all got together, put our heads together, and this one kid said, you know what? Just get that bow and arrow you got in there, and we'll go out and shoot things with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shoot things.
Yeah,
Shoot-
so we go in the house, we
shoot
get this bow and
things
arrow
with
coming out, and when we get outside, he says, you know what, just let's do this. Just take that and shoot it up straight up in the air.
And see where it
No.
lands.
Yeah, and everybody runs. So, hey, that's real cool. So we got out there.
Avoid it on the way down.
Yeah, we that
Yep.
thing straight up there, and you think it, in our heads, we thought it'd go up.
Straight up, straight back
down. No, but you'd run, and one time I remember running away, and I got by this big stump of a tree that was cut off. I got to it, and ding!
Right in the stump.
Right in the stump.
Yeah.
That kind of made me think, we're better off standing right where we are when you shoot them. So I got a little smarter than the other guys. I wouldn't run. I'd sit there when we shoot.
Yeah, good.
But
good.
one day, while we were doing it, it seemed like we got caught at everything. We were sitting out there doing it, and lucky this time I was just sitting there. I wasn't doing nothing. And they shot the arrow, and everybody running. Then my dad came up, why is everybody boing?
Good.
He goes, oh, I know why you're all running. All you boys, come on down in the house. All your mommy and daddies, he had to call them all up. No more Boy Scouts for us.
Not today.
Not today or ever.
You know those glider things that you could throw and they would just fly like crazy for We
Oh,
took
yeah.
me and my
Styrofoam.
friends back in the there you go back in the day we took playing war to a new level. We'd have I lived in the city, but we had a lot of property, so it was a little bit different. And the next door neighbor kid, he's got a 2-story house, climbs up there, and he's,
In the window.
right? He's like, okay, ready, and he to throw these planes out, and then we have our BB guns, and we're trying to be
Shoot
like
in
the
the air.
anti-aircraft weapons, pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
shooting them down,
We
and
did that with model planes.
yeah, exactly.
plastic ones?
That was a fun one to play,
The
though,
ones
too.
that don't fly or that do
They
fly?
don't fly.
Oh, yeah. The ones you make.
Yeah, the one you make.
Yeah, they're about you.
Yeah, we'd make those.
Yeah,
And two guys would stand there and we'd
exactly,
throw it.
and then.
and the other two try to shoot
It's a
it.
lot of
Yeah.
work to put into a small airplane.
Yeah, it
Blow
was.
it up.
We did it. We'd sit there and all of us and build one, and didn't last long. And it would go out there and either get blasted or hit the ground, 1,000 pieces,
Yeah.
But that's the way we did it back in the days. I mean,
And today this stuff sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
it's funny and it's cool still. But
but people don't do it these days.
and I don't know. I
should've done it
don't
back
remember
then
there
either.
being a lot of these crazy mass shootings when I was a kid. I know I could go to school without having to worry about some whack job kid
Yeah.
with a real gun.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about that like that in those days.
Maybe if you let kids loose a little bit and have some fun with some of this stuff, maybe we wouldn't have had this epidemic
Very
occur
possible.
later, I don't know. It's a little theory, maybe right, maybe wrong, but the more they disarmed us as kids from basic
Yeah.
stuff like slingshots and BB guns and pellet guns and
BB
shooting at each other, playing real cops and robbers,
Oh, yeah.
some whack job kid who didn't get any attention at all,
Oh,
who
yeah.
would have got to play in the big old group.
Yeah, we didn't discriminate when we did this. I mean, we let anybody, everybody that was
Shoot at each
dumb
other,
enough
sure,
to do
no
it.
problem. Yeah, if you're
You
dumb
come on
enough, you
in.
can do it. Absolutely.
Well, my family designed, I don't know if they designed it or came up with it or if they got it from someone else, but we just started doing something called hoonting. Have you ever heard of hoonting?
Hunting?
Hoonting.
Hunting.
So you get a couple pieces of PVC pipe, 1 or 2 or 3, and you tape them all together. And then you take like a magazine page, which seems really odd, and you roll it up just right so you get a tip, a real sharp tip on one end.
Yeah.
And you kind of roll it into a cone, and then you stick it in the end of the PVC pipe, and then you just snip off the end, so it inserts itself just right into the PVC pipe, and you walk around, and then you get it, and it's like a dart. My cousin, you'd get it stuck in your skin.
What would you shoot through it?
What's that?
What?
You'd shoot the magazine roll, the
Itself?
little the cone. Yeah, you just-
rolled up real tight.
Yeah, it's
One
little
sheet?
Huh?
You take one sheet and roll
one
it real
one
tight?
sheet. Yeah, one.
Oh.
Because a magazine's a little bit more than just a regular piece of paper.
Yeah.
But just take your regular average magazine, just roll it up, 1 page or whatever, until you get a real sharp tip on the end of it, and snip off the end that it would just fit just right into the back of the PVC pipe, and then you can shoot each other with it. And you
I'll
can-
try that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got real creative.
maybe we'll have
get
to
my
go out to
grandkids
your
running around out
you'll
there.
have to go out to your ranch some of these times.
iPro or something.
Yeah. I'll give them glasses to put
Yeah.
on, make them run.
Right.
They need excitement sometimes, and that'll do it for them.
Yeah,
See,
well, we
we-
had 2.5 acres, and we'd go out there, and it'd be one team versus the other, and you could hide under a bush, and in the middle of the night or
Yeah.
whatever.
We used to do that with potato guns.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one too.
We'd
Yeah,
go out there
potato
and blast
guns,
away at
and then-
night, grenade.
Yeah, where we would sometimes we would accidentally take firecrackers that were illegal as
Yeah.
can be even back then and tie them to certain things that could fly, and those are our hand grenades. And
Yep.
we wouldn't try to hit the other dude. We'd just try to land it really close.
Right. You aimed
You know,
right at
so
him,
that
I know.
it's,
Yeah, 'cause we did fights with, we had friends go down to Mexico and come back with these Roman candles.
oh, there you go.
You know, they're about so long, and they got 6 or 7 shots of it, different colors. And we'd go out there and light them up. There we go. Fight was on.
Mexico was the bomb back then to
Yeah.
get the greatest fireworks
Yeah.
on Earth.
New Mexico's still a good place.
Yeah?
I just saw a video of a gentleman who had taken several Roman candles, probably about 5 or 6 of them, taped them all together, and kind of had like what looked like a trigger on it. And he's standing out in the ocean. He lit a couple of them, and he just sat out there, and it looked like an automatic machine gun of just coming out
Tracer
the end.
guys.
Constant tracers heading out into the water. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Oh, we had fun.
Pretty awesome.
When you got hit with them, you know, poof.
Yeah.
All over,
That's what happens when you have a bunch of young boys together and they have a few things to do. They can figure out how to make almost anything
Yeah,
an item
yeah,
of
anything
fun,
to a toy.
destruction, and whatever, and it's a great thing. We're about a minute and a half before we are going to be done with this show, unfortunately.
Oh, man, things went by too fast.
Luckily, we're going to be on each week, though. 2
Yeah,
o'clock,
yeah.
same
Be
time,
back next
same
Friday.
place. Maybe having have Sean back on next week.
Yeah, I enjoyed Sean today. It
Grab
is
another one,
good
too.
stories, and you guys think hard about calling him up, and you got your phone number?
Yeah, it might be listed.
Yeah,
on the bottom of the screen.
throw that
number up
phone
there.
number up there for Sean's
Yeah.
business.
So, or you can email me. Obviously, the phone number is there, 559-715-4689.
Yeah.
Or you can email me at sean@dwprocessors.com.
Right.
Yeah.
If you got any kind of business and all, you need to get one of these things.
That's
And
right.
he's got the best price that's going around right now.
And you heard his creativity with weaponry.
Right.
Don't even go to a competitor. Don't think about it.
Yeah, don't even
You
think
see
about
what he can
it.
do with
He built
common
something bigger
everyday
than a
items.
potato gun.
We got our MacGyver over here. We're all my little MacGyvers in a way.
Little troublemakers. But we hope you all enjoyed it this week, or today, Friday. And we got many, many more stories that we can bring up and make you remember yourself, those stories with your brothers and sisters. I'm hoping to make you remember that.
Exactly.
Because,
Exactly.
I mean, bringing back old memories is really nice. So we all hope to see you again next Friday at 2 o'clock. And we'll sit here and have a ball and laugh. My stomach and eyes are hurting the way it is right now. I don't think I go any longer. So
All right,
All right,
gentlemen,
next-
we are out.
that Friday. 3, 2, 1.